Hi students, welcome to DSR Maths. Today we will discuss problems on mean value theorems. Okay, see the first problem in that. Let f of x be differentiable function and g of x be a twice differentiable function and 0 of f of x and g dash of x be a and b, means roots of these two functions are a and b respectively. Then show that there exists at least one equation of this in between a and b we have to show. So for that, first what they given, that one you write down. First what they given, so roots of f of x and g dash x are what? A and b, means f of a equal to 0 and g dash of b equal to 0 given. Next what we have to show, means what they given, we have to show for this equation there exists at least one root. Okay, no? Rolle's theorem what is saying, if three conditions of the Rolle's theorem, any function satisfies three conditions of the Rolle's theorem, then there exists at least one root of the equation what? F dash x equal to 0. And also between any two roots of the equation f of x equal to 0, there exists at least one root of the equation f dash x equal to 0. Means for this equation there exists at least one root, means here what we have to identify, this is which function differentiation we have to identify. So this is the selection of function type problem, and in which function differentiation this expression will be there, that one we have to identify. Okay, no? Once you observe the given equation, this one is can you write in the form of like this, d by dx of f of x into g dash of x. Do the differentiation for this one, f of x, differentiation of this one is g double dash of x plus g dash of x, differentiation of this one is f dash x. Satisfied or not? Now this is differentiation of this function, right, equal to 0. Now consider h of x, one more function, equal to f of x into g dash x. Clearly h of x is a differentiable function. Since what is the reason? F of x is differentiable and g of x is twice differentiable, means g dash x also differentiable. So that's why h of x is differentiable, means every differentiable function is continuous, means two conditions of the Rolle's theorem satisfied. Then check the third condition. What is that? That is h of a equal to f of a into g dash of a, that is equal to 0, since f of a already 0. Next h of b. H of b is f of b into g dash of b. Now g dash of b is what? 0, means h of a equal to h of b equal to 0, means third conditions of the Rolle's theorem also satisfied. Okay, no? Now whenever one function satisfies three conditions of the Rolle's theorem, then we can say, we can conclude there exists at least one root which is c belongs to a comma b, such that here function is h of x you taken h dash of x equal to 0 or h dash of c equal to 0. Now h dash of c, h of x is what? Here difference, h of x is f of x into g dash of x. H dash of x, h dash of x means that implies f of x, differentiation of this one is g double dash of x plus g dash of x, differentiation of this one is f dash of x equal to 0. Here h dash of c equal to 0, replace x by c, f of c and g double dash of c, g dash of c, f dash of c equal to 0. Satisfied or not? That only we have to show or not. Means for this equation, there exists at least one root which is in belongs to what? A comma b. Means hence what we can say, f of f dash x g dash x plus f of x g double dash x equal to 0 has at least one root belongs to what? A comma B. Okay, no? So what they given for this one, at least one root means for this equation there exists at least one root means. So by the what this observation we have to identify the function. Okay, no? Now this is about the first problem. Second term. Show that the equation x cos x equal to sin x has a root between pi and 2 pi. This is also one of the important problem. And in this video, if you click the description button, there one link is there. If you open that link, so there is a one DPP. So you can do more problem on mean value theorems. Okay, no? Now here also what we have to show, for this equation has at least this equation has at least one root between what pi and 2 pi. Means for this equation there exists at least one root, means there is a one root, means definitely. So Rolle's theorem, by the Rolle's theorem we have to identify in which function differentiation this expression is there. So if you observe this one, so you can identify that function. So if you consider the function f of x equal to sin x by x, do the differentiation, f dash x equal to in the interval pi to 2 pi. X into differentiation of sin x is cos x, and the sin x differentiation of x is 1 divided by x square. Means this function is exist in this interval or not. Here because in this there is no 0, so x not equal to 0 exist. So f dash x is exist. F dash x is exist. F dash x is exist means f of x is differentiable in the given interval. Every differentiable function is continuous. Means two conditions of the Rolle's theorem satisfied. Next third condition is f of pi sin pi by pi 0, that is equal to f of 2 pi sin 2 pi 0, means the third condition also satisfied. Then by the Rolle's theorem there exists at least one root which is belongs to pi to 2 pi such that f dash of c equal to 0. F dash of c means replace x by c. That implies c cos c minus sin c divided by c square equal to 0. That implies c cos c minus sin c equal to 0. That implies c cos c equal to sin c. Means for this equation there is a one root between what pi and 2 pi. Hence what we can write, x cos x equal to sin x has a root between pi and 2 pi. That only we have to show. Means nothing but here see, f of pi and f of 2 pi, both the values means functional values are 0. Means here you take pi, here you take 2 pi. Means here also functional value 0, here also functional value 0. Means definitely the curve may be like this or not. Means between these two definitely there is a point where f dash x equal to 0. F dash x is nothing but this only or not. By taking f of x equal to sin x by x, differentiation is x cos x, first derivative equal to 0, x cos x equal to sin x. Means this equation there is a root between pi and 2 which is what satisfied f of x equal to 0, right? This is about the second problem. See the third problem. If f of x and g of x are continuous functions in closed interval a comma b and differentiable in open interval a comma b, then we have to prove there exists a point c belongs to a comma b such that we have to prove this one equal to this one. Here also we have to identify the function. So how to identify that function? That is a important one. Once you see, we know that if y equal to one the determinant form is there, means u of x, v of x and P of x and Q of x. How to do the differentiation of this one? We have to do the differentiation for the first row. Write this one as it is, and the next one like this: u dash of x, v dash of x, and p of x, q of x is as it is, plus we have to do the differentiation for the second row. We have to write this one as it is, means u of x and v of x, p dash of x, q dash of x, like this we have to do. Means whenever this is the function in terms of x or in terms of variable, then we have to do the differentiation. Otherwise it is a constant, means differentiation of that value is 0. And again we can do this determinant, differentiation of determinant is along the column also. So do the differentiation for this one as it is, plus second one is do the differentiation for this is as it is, like that. But if you observe the given equation, means what we have to prove that one, here differentiation is there, means definitely this is the function in terms of variable. So by that idea I will take the function, that is h of x equal to f of a, here f of x, g of a, here g of x. Take the function this one. Now do the differentiation, and if you simplify here, f of a, g of x minus f of x, g of a. So here this is difference of two functions. Here given f of x is continuous, g of x also continuous. F of x is differentiable, g of x also continuous. Means difference of two functions is continuous, and the difference of two functions is also differentiable. So that's why h of x is continuous and differentiable. Then by mean value theorem, Lagrange's mean value theorem, means whenever function is continuous and differentiable, then we can apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. By Lagrange's mean value theorem, we can write h dash of c equal to h of b minus h of a divided by b minus a. Take this as equation number 1. Now from this one, do differentiation for this one. H dash of x equal to, here do the differentiation for this one. So differentiation of constant is 0. Differentiation of constant is 0. So if you do the differentiation for this one, along the column I will do. So here 0, here 0, f of x, and here g of x as it is, plus second one. So this one as it is you write down f of a, g of a. Do the differentiation for this one, means f dash x, g dash of x, getting, means in this one if you replace x by c, h dash of c equal to what you will get, this is 0, means in any row or column all the elements are zeros, then the value of the determinant is 0. So that's why here h dash of c equal to, if you replace x by c, f of a, f dash of c, g of a, g dash of c. Once again listen, I am considering this function f of a, f of x, g of a, g of x. Do the differentiation for this one, so this one you will get. Now here if you simplify the determinant, this is the difference of two functions. So difference of two functions, continuous and differentiable. That's why this is continuous and differentiable. So you can apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. By the Lagrange's mean value theorem, h dash of c equal to f of h of b minus h of a by b minus a. So take this as equation number 2. By 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, h dash of c, h dash of c, what we can write from 1 and 2, this one h of b minus h of a divided by b minus a equal to f of a, f dash of c, g of a, g dash of c. Right. Now this one multiply this side. H of b minus h of a equal to b minus a into determinant of f of a, f dash of c, g of a, g dash of c. Now here h of x equal to what you consider, f of a, f of x, g of a, g of x. Right. Now here h of b is there, replace x by b here. What you will get? F of a, f of b, g of a, g of b. Write down here. Here I will write h of b means f of a and f of b, g of a, g of b, minus h of a you substitute. H of a if you substitute, what you will get here? F of a, f of a, g of a, g of a, equal to b minus a into this one as it is, f of a, f dash of c, g of a, g dash of c. Now here f of a, f of a, here g of a, g of a, means this value of the determinant is 0. Now therefore, so what we can write it as f of a, f of b, g of a, g of b, equal to, this is 0, b minus a into determinant of f of a, f dash of c, g of a, g dash of c. This is our requirement. Okay, no? Right. Next, see the fourth problem. If a0 by n plus 1 plus a1 by n plus a2 by n minus 1 plus etc. plus an minus 1 by 2 plus an equal to 0, then the function f dash of x equal to a0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus etc. plus an has in close interval 0 comma 1, first option at least one root, second one at most one root, and third one is no root, fourth one exactly one root. Now see the fourth problem. If a0 by n plus 1, a1 by n plus 1, a2 by n minus 1 etc. equal to 0, then f dash x equal to has in this interval at least one root or at most one root or no root or exactly one root we have to find. So for this equation, means for this equation, so how many roots are there they are asking. Okay, now once again see here in this video, if you click the description button, there is a link. If you open that link, there is a DPP based on this mean value theorems, means you can do more problems on based on mean value theorems, right? Now see, take the given function. So this equation has how many roots in this interval they are asking. For that I will take the given f dash x equal to a0 x to the power of n, a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus etc. plus an. Okay, now by this one we have to identify the function. How to get the function differentiation they given, first derivative given. How to find the f of x by integrating on both the sides. We know that integration of x to the power of n dx equal to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus integral constant. Now f of x equal to a0, differentiation of x to the power of n by x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay, next plus a1 into x to the power of n, x to the power of n minus 1 plus 1 by n minus 1 plus 1. This one get cancelled, means what is remaining? X to the power of n by n plus a2 x to the power of n minus 1 by n minus 1 plus etc. Differentiation of constant means that constant into x. Then you can take integral constant. Otherwise, if you know, so directly you can identify the function and write down that function also. Right. Now this is a polynomial equation. Every polynomial equation is continuous and differentiable. Next, f of 0, if you substitute here this total term 0, d you will get, and f of 1 equal to what? Here I will write f of 1 equal to a naught by n plus 1, a1 by n, a2 by n minus 1 plus etc. plus an plus d, that is equal to, so here to here condition what they given, that condition, that value equal to 0, means 0 plus d equal to d, means f of 0 equal to f of 1, means three conditions of the Rolle's theorem exist for this function. Means what we can say, there exists at least one root between 0 to 1 such that f dash of c equal to 0. Then there exists at least one root c which is belongs to open interval a comma b such that f dash of c equal to 0. So here observe f dash of c nothing but this only, right? Now for this equation having how many roots? At least one root by Rolle's theorem. Okay, no? So what is the answer? First one is correct answer. Fifth problem. Taking the function this one f of x equal to x minus 3 log x, prove that there exists at least one root between 1 and c which satisfies the equation. Here also same type problem they given, but here already function they given. But for this equation we have to show, for this equation there is a root between 1 and 3 we have to show. For that take the given function f of x equal to x minus 3 into log x in 1 comma 3. Now do the differentiation, f dash x equal to x minus 3 into differentiation of log x is 1 by x, and log x differentiation of x minus 3 is 1. Now that implies f dash of x equal to x minus 3 into plus x log x divided by x. Once you see it is exist, f dash of x is exist in 1 comma 3 or not. In this interval f dash x is exist because it is x greater than 0. Domain of this one is x greater than 0. Now in this interval it is exist. So f dash x is exist means f of x is differentiable function. Means every differentiable function is continuous. Means two conditions of the Rolle's theorem satisfied. Next third one, f of 1 you take. If you take f of 1, log 1 value 0. That is equal to f of 3. F of 3 means 3 substitute, 3 minus 3, 0. Means third condition also satisfies. Then we can say there exists at least one root c which is belongs to 1 comma 3 such that f dash of c equal to 0. Now f dash of c means in this one replace x by c. Now c minus 3 plus c log c divided by here c. Now equal to 0. So differentiation of this one x minus 3, differentiation of log x is 1 by x, log x differentiation of x is 1. Taking LCM x minus 3 x log x by x. Now that implies you can write it as c minus 3 plus c log c equal to 0. That implies c log c equal to 3 minus c. C log c equal to what? 3 minus c. Then we can say what? X log x equal to 3 minus x. For the equation, how many roots are there? At least one root or not? That only they asking. Means hence x log x equal to 3 minus x has at least one root between what? 1 and 3. So this is also we proved by what? Rolle's theorem. So because this function satisfies three conditions of the Rolle's theorem, then we can say there exists at least one root between 1 and 3. If you do the differentiation, this one only getting. So definitely this is having what? At least one root between 1 and 3. Now see the sixth problem. Let f mapping from closed interval 0 to infinity, closed interval 0 to infinity be a continuous and differentiable function. So this function is continuous and differentiable. Then we have to show this one. This is also one of the important problem. Take the function, means we have to identify the function by the given information. How to identify? This is we have to show. By this information we have to identify the function. So once you observe a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square form is there. So it is a cube minus b cube form is there. So that's why by that I will consider one function g of x equal to f of x whole cube in the interval 2 to 4. Right. Now f of x is continuous and differentiable, means g of x also continuous and differentiable function, means two conditions of the Lagrange's mean value theorem satisfied. So that's why we can apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. So what the Lagrange's mean value theorem saying? So if you do the differentiation for this one, g dash of x equal to 3 into f of x whole square into again differentiation of f of x is f dash of x, right? And now by Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists at least one point which is belongs to 2, 4 such that f dash of c equal to f of 4 minus f of 2 divided by 4 minus 2, right? And now f dash of c equal to f of 4 minus f of 2 by 4 minus 2, right? Now this Lagrange mean value theorems, this concept is most important in JEE mains level and advanced level also, because in January 2020, so almost in all the problems based on this concept problem is there, and 2014 also one JEE mains problem is there, and 2015 and 2018 advanced problems also there. Okay, no? So that's why carefully if you do this means problems this based on this mean value theorems, if you take the grip, so easily you can attempt the mains as well as advanced also. Alright. Now replace x by sc. So what we will get? 3 into f of c whole square into f dash of c equal to f of 4. F of 4 means, so this is f of 4 whole cube minus f of 2 whole cube divided by 4 minus 2. That is equal to a cube minus b cube formula. F of 4 minus f of 2 into f of 4 whole square, f of 2 whole square, f of 2 into f of 4 whole divided by, that only we have to show or not. Means for showing this one, we observe, carefully observe this one. What we have to show, that one if you observe, what the function we have to consider, you will get the idea. Okay, no? So this selection of function, you will get how to get the idea by practicing more problem on this type of problems. Okay, no? This problem is using Rolle's theorem, prove that the derivative of this function vanishes, means 0 at infinitely many points. This is the most important problem. Listen carefully. Take the function first. F of x equal to x into sine pi by x for x greater than 0. Right. Do the differentiation for this one. F dash x equal to x into differentiation of this one is cos of pi by x. Again differentiation of pi by x is minus pi by x square plus sin pi by x as it is. Differentiation of x is 1. Now that is equal to f dash of x equal to sin pi by x minus pi by x cos of pi by x. Differentiation x, differentiation of this one is this one, and this sin x, differentiation of x is 1. Now f dash of x is exist in given interval. Okay, now so f dash x is exist in the given interval means f of x is differentiable. Every differentiable function is continuous. Okay, so every differentiable function is continuous, and also f of 0 you substitute 0, f of 1 also 0, means third condition also satisfied of the Rolle's theorem. Then we can say then there exists at least one point C belongs to 0 comma 1 such that f dash of C equal to 0 only. That implies f dash of C means sin pi by C minus pi by C cos of pi by C equal to 0. But here what we have to show, if it is equal to 0 means so this first derivative vanishes at infinitely many points, means in place of so if C belongs to where, from where to where, C belongs to 0 comma 1 in this interval, so many points satisfies this equation or not, so that's why we have infinitely many points. How to get, just by taking one small example I will show here. See, you take f of x equal to 0 when sin pi by x equal to 0, right? Now sin pi by x equal to 0 means pi by x equal to k into pi, where k belongs to integers, right? Now listen carefully, this is the important one. Now x equal to what? 1 by k belongs to integers. Means what are the x values? X equal to 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, like this, right? So at x equal to 1, so at x equal to 1, this function is 0, and x equal to 1 by 2 also function value is 0, 1 by 3 also. Means if you take here 1, here 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, etc. Means here also functional value is 0, here also functional value is 0, here also functional value is 0. Means graph definitely either like this or like this. Generally, suppose if you take, I am not taking exactly, so like this maybe, or like this, or like this, or like this, or not. Means in every two interval, means two values, there is a line. If you take one point, at that point if you take the tangent that is parallel to this one, means f dash of here C equal to 0. Suppose if you take as C1, f dash of C1. Here also if you take C2, here also function f dash of x equal to 0. Here also f dash x equal to 0. Means in each and every interval there is a point where first derivative equal to 0. Right? Means 1 comma 1 by 2, 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. In each and every interval there is a point where first derivative equal to 0. So that's why here also at least one point where the first derivative equal to 0. Means for f dash x equal to 0, how many values satisfying? Infinitely many values. So that's why, so first derivative of this function has infinitely many values. Means at infinitely many values the function is vanishes. Means f dash x is 0 in between 0 comma 1, right? Eighth problem. Let f of x, p of x be a polynomial. See the eighth problem. Let p of x be a polynomial with real quotients. Let a comma b belongs to R, where a less than b, be two consecutive roots of the p of x. Means a comma b are two consecutive roots of the p of x. Means what they given? P of a equal to p of b equal to 0. Next, then there exists at least one point which is belongs to a comma b such that p dash of c plus 100 p of c equal to 0. So for this also we have to identify, for this equation there exists at least one root we have to show. For that we have to identify the function, we have to select the function. So how to select the function? Once you observe the given equation, p dash of c plus 100 into P of C. Take that equation. P dash of C plus 100 into P of C equal to 0. Multiply e power 100 C on both the sides. So that implies e power 100 C P dash of C plus 100 into e power 100 C P of C equal to 0. Why you are multiplying e power 100 C only means if you multiply here e power 100 C is not equal to 0, it will not affect on given equation. And also e power 100 C if you multiply here 100 also you will get, and by the differentiation of this one 100 into e power 100 C you will get, and keeping this e power 100 C as it is we can do the differentiation for this one also. Okay, no? And now this one you can write d by dx of P of C into e power 100 C. Now consider equal to 0 is there. Now consider, so one more function I will take this as h of x equal to e power 100x into P of x. Okay, no? So like this we have to identify. Actually this e power 100 C is so this equation is linear differential equation. In integration, one of the chapter is there, that is differential equation. In that one topic is the linear differential equation. This is in the form of linear differential equation. There we will find the integrating factor. This is nothing but integrating factor. Whenever they given linear differential equation, we have to find the integrating factor. Now you don't know, so that's why we will follow what? By the general method. Now h of x equal to e power 100x into P of C. Multiply, differentiate h dash of x equal to e power 100x. Differentiation of P of x is P dash of x plus P of x into e power 100 C into 100x into 100. Satisfied or not? E power 100 into e power 100 C into P of x. Now P dash of x e power 100 C. Right? And now here this equation, exponential function, it is continuous and differentiable, and P of x is already given, it is a polynomial function, means h of x is continuous and differentiable also. H of x is continuous and differentiable. And third condition of the Rolle's theorem, verify h of a equal to e power 100a P of a equal to P of a value is 0, so that's why 0. H of b e power 100b P of b. P of b value also 0. Means three conditions of the Rolle's theorem satisfies. Then we can say there exists at least one point C which is belongs to a comma b such that here h of x you taken as a function, no? H dash of c equal to 0. H dash of c means that implies differentiation of this one e power 100c, differentiation of this one is p dash of c plus p of c, differentiation of this one is 100 into e power 100c equal to 0. Take the e power 100c common, so what is remaining? P dash of c plus 100 into p of c equal to 0. Since e power 100c not equal to 0 because this is exponential function, that implies so p dash of c plus 100 into p of c equal to 0. For this equation there exists what? At least one root c which is belongs to what? A comma b. Okay, no? So right. See the ninth problem. If f of x is thrice differentiable function such that f dash x equal to x square minus x plus 1 has for x minus 1 0 1, then we have to prove these two. Okay, and now for that I will take the given first. Given, what they given? F dash of x minus x square plus x minus 1 equal to 0, for which values? X equal to minus 1 0 1. Okay, now for this I will consider one more function, that is f dash of x minus x square plus x minus 1. Right? Now already given f of x is thrice differentiable function. Right? Now this is a polynomial, so that's why g of x is a differentiable function. Every differentiable function is continuous. Right? So this is continuous and differentiable also. And identify g of minus 1. Already this is equal to 0 for minus 1, 0 and 1. So g of minus 1 is 0 and g of 0 also 0 and g of 1 also 0. Means third condition of the Rolle's theorem also exists. Then we can write there exists at least one point C belongs to minus 1 comma 1 such that f dash of C equal to 0. But clearly we know that here C minus 1, 0 and 1. Here functional value is 0, here also functional value is 0, here also functional value is 0. Means g of minus 1, 0, 0. Means definitely the curve may be like this, or here minus 1, 0 and 1. And curve may be like this also you can take. Means here at least one point where if means here g dash of C1 equal to 0. Here also one point C2 where g dash of C2 equal to 0. Means what we can write here C1 belongs to minus 1 comma 0 and C2 belongs to 0 comma 1 such that g dash of what C equal to 0. Right? Means at least one point minus 1 comma 0 C2 here C2 equal to 0. Here C1 also 0 and g dash of C2 also 0. Means what you are observing here, if you take this as g dash function, here C1 is there, here C2 is there, here 0 is there. So C1 value g dash of C1 0, g dash of C2 also 0. Clearly it is not 1 1. Means g dash of x is not 1 1. G dash of x means what? Here g of x equal to f dash x minus x square plus x minus 1. G dash of x means that implies f double dash of x minus 2x plus 1 is not 1 1. Next, we know that by the Rolle's theorem, between any two roots of the equation f of x equal to 0, there exists at least one root of the equation what? F dash x equal to 0. And there exists any two roots of the equation f dash x equal to 0, there exists at least one root of the equation f double dash of x equal to 0. Means for the g dash, c1, c2 are there. So c1, g dash of c1 also 0 and g dash of c2 also 0. So that's why what we can say, there exists at least one root which is c3 belongs to c1 comma c2 subset to minus 1 comma 1 such that g double dash of c3 equal to 0. Once again see, here for the g dash there are two roots are there. Understood? So between these two there exists at least one root c3 which is belongs to c1 and c2 which is subset to minus 1 comma 1 such that g double dash of c3 equal to 0. Means g double dash of c3 means g double dash of x has at least one root which is belongs to what? c1 comma c2 which is subset to minus 1 comma plus 1. Means g double dash of x means what? Differentiation of this one. Means f triple dash of x minus 2 has at least one root between in minus 1 comma, right? So this is about the ninth problem. Okay, no? If this one is not 1 1 and this one has at least one root. See the 10th problem. if the function f of x equal to x cube minus bx square plus qx be defined in this interval and it satisfies the Rolle's theorem at c equal to 5 by 2, then find the values of p and q. For this one already the given function is continuous and differentiable. Means here it and also it is satisfying the Rolle's theorem. Means f of 1 equal to f of 3 given. F of 1 substitute 1 minus p plus q equal to f of 3 27 minus 9p plus 3q. Simplify this one, 8p minus 2q equal to 26. So 4p minus q equal to 13. Take this as equation number 1. And if the any function satisfies the three conditions of the Rolle's theorem, we can say there exists at least one point which is belongs to 1 comma 3 such that f dash of c equal to 0. Do the differentiation here, 3c square minus 2pc plus q equal to 0, where c equal to 5 by 2. Now 3 into 25 by 4 minus 2p 5 by 2 plus q equal to 0. Now 75 by 4 minus 5p plus q equal to 0. That implies 5p minus q equal to 74 by 75 by 4. Take this as equation number 2. From 1 and 2, if you solve these two, p and q you will get. So 4p minus q equal to 13 and 5p minus q equal to 75 by 4. So here plus minus subtract these two. Now that implies minus p equal to 13 minus 75 by 4. And that implies minus p equal to 52 minus 75 by 4. That is equal to minus 23 by 4. So therefore p equal to 23 by 4. This one substitute in this equation. Now 4p minus q equal to 13. 4 into 23 by 4 minus q equal to 13. Now here q equal to 10. So these are the p and q values, right? In this one what they given, n is natural number, then value of c prescribed in the Rolle's theorem for the function f of x equal to this one on 2x x minus 3 whole power n on close interval 0 comma 3. Then we e is 3 by 4, then we have to find n value. Means what they given, this function satisfies the Rolle's theorem and c value is 3 by 4, then find the n value. Means function is continuous, differentiable, and the third condition is f of 0 equal to f of 3. So this function satisfies the three conditions of the Rolle's theorem. Then we can say there exists at least one point which is belongs to 0 comma 3 such that f dash of c equal to 0. That implies differentiation of this one. Now 2x n into x minus 3 whole power n minus 1 plus x minus 3 whole power n into 2 equal to 0. That implies so you take the common n 2 into x minus 3. What is remaining? Nx by x minus 3 plus 1 equal to 0. So that implies whole power n. Replace x by c. 2 into c minus 3 whole power n. Nc by c minus 3 plus 1 equal to 0. Now c value is 3 by 4 they given. C equal to 3 by 4. N is natural number. Any natural number you take here and c equal to 3 by 4. This is never 0. So that's why definitely, so this nc plus c minus 3 by c minus 3 equal to 0. Now n plus 1 into c equal to 3. So here c equal to 3 by 4 substitute, n plus 1 into 3 by 4 equal to 3. Now n plus 1 equal to 4, n equal to 3. So this is the n value. Okay, no? And now in this video some problems on Lagrange's mean value theorem and Rolle's theorem we completed, and next video also I will do more problems on mean value theorems only, means Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's mean value theorem only. No? Okay, no? And now our YouTube channel is DSR Maths IIT JEE. Subscribe and promote. Okay, no? Thank you very much.